Hello, my name is Bryn Durrans and I'm a conservation biology and botany student at UWA. I will be talking to you today about threatened species and conservation plans that can be used to try and protect them. This video will interview some famous people, discuss some stats of species and recovery plan success, and then finish with some practical things that can be done to help threatened species.
More than 42,100 species are threatened with extinction. That is 28% of all assessed species.
I'll be able to see even less animals when I'm older.
So recovery plans set out the research and management actions necessary to stop the decline of and support the recovery of listed threatened species or threatened ecological communities. And the aim of the recovery plan is to maximise the long-term survival in the wild of that threatened species or ecological community.
Based on research in Biological Conservation Journal by Bottrell et al. 2011, since 1999, over 600 draft and approved recovery plans have been developed for more than 850 of the 1663 species currently listed as threatened species in Australia. The authors of this article found that the presence or absence of a recovery plan did not have a statistically significant effect on whether a species status was improving, stable, or declining.
So let's just reflect on that. So a good journal article, exactly looking at whether they work or not, identify that recovery plans don't actually work, perhaps. So governments around the world, not just Australia, but also New Zealand, America, Canada, etc., use similar. So if they don't work, what's the background behind why they don't work, or what does it mean?
So to go to a specific local example, the Perth Airport, and this is based on Perth Airport 2019, they're requesting permission to clear 4.5 hectares of Banksia woodland, ranging from excellent condition to heavily graded condition. And they will offset this clearing by purchasing other land which is about 30 kilometres from the airport for conservation. So while this might seem a reasonable idea, if Banksia woodlands and the species like cockatoos, the Carnaby's cockatoo, which are already endangered and use them as habitat, then we shouldn't be clearing that other land anyway. Know that in reality, a tiny piece of bushland located at the airport is highly unlikely to actually save the cockatoo. But then if we keep thinking that, then there'll be none left.
So thinking about this, personally, I think it might be to do really with the balance of economics, how to balance with the environment, partly because not everyone agrees with the environment being protected in the first place. And secondly, even if they do, they might still outweigh jobs and economic value ahead of environmental. So politicians, governments, etc., might have to go against their other policies because of making jobs. We're now heading into the Alcoa mining area. So I'm just outside the Alcoa mine. You can see some very large jarrah trees around me. This might have endangered species in it, but because of economics outweighing environmental protection, it's likely to get mined. So let's see what someone famous thinks.
Hi, so what is your name and age?
I'm David Attenborough, and I am 93.
What do you think of our world?
The living world is a unique and spectacular marvel, yet the way we humans live on Earth is sending it into a decline.
And what do you think the problem is?
Human beings have overrun the world.
So in conclusion, recovery plans can be effective in some cases, but overall not that effective. Many recovery plans have 50% budget on research and monitoring, so perhaps they can have less than that and more to the actual actions. Multi-species or regional recovery plans can be more efficient than single species, but they still have some downsides. And ultimately, if economics wins over environment, the best recovery plan is still not going to work. And so overall, we could have better transparency so the public is more aware of what's actually happening behind the scenes, and stricter restrictions on allowing economics to outweigh such as land clearing.